Your mind wasn't built to hold everything at once. And yet, that's exactly what overthinking tries to do. Every possibility, every outcome, every mistake you made, every word you said, playing in loops, louder and faster, until you can't hear anything but your own doubt, until your thoughts become noise, and that noise becomes your prison. The Stoic doesn't deny this mental chaos. He confronts it. Because he knows the issue isn't thinking, it's thinking without direction, without end, without clarity. Overthinking is not depth, it's drift. It's being lost in thought instead of being in control of it. And the more you engage with those spinning thoughts, the more tangled they get. You don't fix overthinking by thinking harder. You reset by stepping back, by slowing down, by reasserting control over your attention. Not everything that enters your mind deserves analysis. Not every emotion requires a response. Some things just need space, stillness, a moment of conscious interruption. That's what this is, a pattern break, a moment to stop letting your thoughts run the show and start leading them instead. The first step to stopping overthinking is to recognize that not every thought is true, and not every thought is yours. Your mind collects noise from the world, from people, from fear, from the past. And then it replays that noise as if it's your voice. But the Stoic creates separation. He steps back. He watches the thought without becoming the thought. Because once you believe everything your mind tells you, you become a slave to it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not just a quote, that's a manual. You don't win by reacting to every worry. You win by choosing where your focus goes. The Stoic doesn't get caught in mental storms. He sees them, names them, and then, slowly, walks through them. You're not weak because your mind spins. You're untrained. You haven't yet built the muscle of awareness. But that can change. Every time you pause instead of spiral. Every time you observe instead of react. That's where you take your power back. Inch by inch, breath by breath. You don't need to win every mental battle. You just need to stop surrendering without a fight. Overthinking is a habit of the untrained mind. It feels productive, but it's just movement without direction. Like running on a treadmill and expecting to arrive somewhere. The Stoic understands that overthinking is not thinking too much. It's thinking without action, without clarity, without boundaries. And the only way to stop it is to interrupt it. When the spiral starts, you need a pattern breaker, a grounding thought, a reminder that your mind is a tool, not a trap, that your thoughts are suggestions, not commands. The Stoic pauses. He breathes. He writes. He returns to what is real, what is now. Not a million what-ifs, not imaginary conversations, just presence. You don't reset your mind by escaping it. You reset it by taking command of it. That starts with one small action, pulling yourself into the present, into your breath, into your body, and then reminding yourself, this is where clarity lives, not in solving everything, but in seeing what needs to be done next. If this helped quiet the noise, subscribe now and hit the bell. Because peace isn't found by thinking more, it's found by thinking better. Now ask yourself this, are you solving problems, or just rehearsing them in your head until they consume you? Your thoughts are not the problem. Your attachment to them is. The Stoic trains himself to notice without becoming, to hear without obeying. That means when a thought appears, what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not enough? He doesn't answer with panic. He answers with space, with distance, with a calm awareness that not every mental voice deserves his attention. The more you overthink, the more power you give to assumptions. But assumptions aren't reality. They're guesses wrapped in emotion, and most of them never come true. The Stoic doesn't live in what might happen. He lives in what is happening, right now, because the present moment is the only place where action exists, where change begins, where clarity lives. To reset your mind, you have to disrupt the habit of spiraling. You do that by anchoring to your breath, to your physical senses, to your surroundings. And then you do something small, but real, something simple, but intentional. One clean action that brings your focus out of your head and back into your life. The spiral loses its power when you stop feeding it. Overthinking cannot survive in the presence of decisive movement. You don't silence the mind by force. You stabilize it through structure. Overthinking thrives in mental clutter. In the absence of order, everything feels urgent. Every thought demands attention. But the Stoic doesn't treat his mind like a storage unit. He treats it like a weapon, maintained, sharpened, controlled. And just like a weapon, it must be held with discipline, not emotion. That discipline starts with routines, with creating a space in your day where your thoughts meet your values, where journaling replaces spiraling, where intention replaces reactivity. The Stoic doesn't wait for clarity, he creates it, not once, but every single day. Even if it's just 5 minutes of silence. One question answered. One idea made visible on the page, because when you see your thoughts, you stop being owned by them. You also begin to recognize patterns. What triggers your spiral? What time of day your mind is weakest? What environment sharpens you, and which one unravels you? That awareness gives you control, not over every thought, but over your relationship to them. And when your relationship changes, your power returns. The Stoic doesn't seek to stop thinking. He learns to think less, but better. And in that better thinking, he finds peace. You'll never escape your mind. No matter how far you run, it follows. So the question isn't how to avoid your thoughts, it's how to lead them. The Stoic doesn't chase silence. He builds it. Inside chaos, inside uncertainty, inside himself. Because the most powerful kind of peace is the one that doesn't depend on the world calming down. It's the kind that exists while the storm keeps raging. You don't have to fix every thought. You don't have to find the perfect solution. You just have to interrupt the spiral. One breath, one pause, one small grounded action. That's where your reset begins. Not in solving everything at once, but in choosing to come back to what's real. Because real clarity doesn't shout. It waits beneath the noise. And only those who slow down long enough to listen can hear it. That's why the Stoic moves different. He doesn't live on autopilot. He doesn't get dragged by fear. He observes. He chooses. He responds. That's not just mental control, that's inner freedom. So here's your question. If your thoughts became the blueprint of your life, would you be proud of what you're building?